Hey guys, so today's update, quite a boring one really. I've kind of finished the main page, but obviously if I want to share this, the problem we're going to have is, obviously I'm in World 3, 6 and 8. I'm thinking about having another team. Now, to have one of these for each team, it's going to come right down here. And also other people that use it may not be in the same worlds. So what I've been working on mostly is obviously finishing up World 3 menus, and then I've kind of been in a rush to get World 8 done, because as you can see, World 8 is starting a new season, and I've really not been paying much attention to my World 8 team because I didn't really have all the menus and things in place. You can see there's still one missing, which is just the opponent view, but that needs an awful lot of work done to it anyway. So I've got this up to date. There's one bit that I can't fix, and that's when, oh actually this bit should be hidden, I do apologise. Right, when your fixtures come to the end of the season, I've got it to revert from day 64 to day 1, but I've not been able to get it to bring in next season friendlies. So you can see for days 1 to 6, it's actually pulled in the beginning of the previous season. Excuse me. So I'm just going to have to go with it. As soon as the next day flicks over, which is 8 o'clock now, it'll flick over in about another 4 hours. Then obviously I'll pull the new fixture list in, and then these 4 friendlies will come up as my new friendlies. I'll show you what I mean. You can see that my first friendlies were UCD, Walsall, Genk and Leicester. Do you know, I still remember them like they were yesterday. And then it's brought in the first 2 fixtures of the season, which is Bournemouth and some Dutch team. There they are there. What I wanted it to do was to bring in these fixtures here. But I can do it, but then the only way I can think to do it, it won't then bring in the fixtures at the top of the list. I might be able to write some massively long, complicated calculation, but for the amount of effect that it'll have and the amount of work that I've got to do on the rest of it, it's just not worth it. So when you're coming to within the last 6 days of the season, you just got to be aware that this fixture list is incorrect, and it's going to be the same with World 3 and World 6. You see they're spot on at the moment. Well, actually this one isn't. This has got the wrong fixture list. It's got the fixture list for Team 3, but I've not done, as you can see, I've not done World 6. So once the new season flicks over, then this will all be spot on. The only issue then will be for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, for the first 6 days of the season, it's going to bring in your fixture list for the last 5 days of the season rather than the. But you know, that I can actually easily fix that, because I can just put in if match day is less than 7, then just put blanks in. So I'll sort that at a later date, but this one I might even blank it out. But yeah, so the main change I've made is I've put these little add and subtraction buttons in. I've not done the actual correct menus. These are still bringing in World 3, but these will all be changed. So here you can see I've got provision for five teams now. So the theory is that if you say, I don't know, say you've only got a World 3 team, what you'll be able to do is just just take out the worlds and then just have the ones that you want. And the way this works, because obviously I've had to redo the diary slightly just to accommodate it. The date, I've changed the date to world number, game number, and I've changed world 3 to world 1. So everything is now based around world 1. And you don't need to worry if you're not in world 1, because here you'll have a little, it says date check OK. When it comes up to the end of World 1 season, oh, there's another menu button there. You've got lookups. A lot of these tabs are lookups, and I just got fed up with seeing them. So I don't know if I want to get rid of them yet. So I've just made a little sub menu. Now, when this is going to say, that's it. When it comes to the end of the season in World 1, it's going to come up with the word change date. And when you change date, you go into dates, and I'll do a video on this. And this is just a great big lookup table. And what will happen is this column here is the day numbers for World 1. And you see that once it reaches there, it's gonna it's just gonna change. It's gonna I'll start that one again. When it reaches 64 or 1, it'll say change date, and all you need to do is this box here. That's the start date for World 1, and then all you'll do is just make a little note of that date there, the 7th of May, and then you type that into this box there, and then the whole thing will work for another 32 days, which is 64 game days. So it's just a little change that will take about 30 seconds, and it's so the next thing I'm going to do is I've got to calculate. Let me go back to that. What I've worked out so far is when World 1 is on day 1, what day World 2 and World 3 and World 4 and 5 and so on. I've already worked out World 3, World 6 and World 8. And basically the way this works is you've got your date there, and basically each line is an extra 12 hours. And then it says, if today has passed this date and time, then put a 1 in, otherwise put a 0. So you can see, look, it's 8 o'clock on the 24th. So 24th, midday, there's a 1. As soon as midnight hits, that's going to change to a 0, that will change to a 1. And then it starts looking up on this line for everything. That's how it's always worked. It may not be the best way to do it, but it works. I could put in, I could continue this for, how far will it go, look, over 1 million days. But it's just far easier if I just ask whoever uses it just to change this date there, just add that date. This is only one sum, and you just type the date in. There you go, and that's how it's done. So yeah, that's that bit done. So, and I've color coded the diaries. Now this is something to watch out for. I've kind of tried to make it foolproof. When you do your diary, down here is your World 1 day numbers. So this one there, although it's World 3, it's got World 1 day number, because it sorts by day. And I think you'll get used to it. But you kind of work off the times more than you'll work off the days. So right now, World 1, I might colour that in actually. but I've color coded them to correspond with the worlds. I don't know if I can come up with 17 different colors. Maybe I'll use patterns. But I mean, if you want to change it yourself, all you got to do is just go on to this, color it in whatever color you want, and just what I would say is just make sure you color the diary in the same color as that. So obviously one of the issues is that when you start hiding things up, it's going to hide part of the diary. So the way when you press the minus to get rid of that line, if you watch the diary, what it will actually do is it will sort it first. You see I've got gaps in the diary. This is to line up the diary entries with a particular world. If you're going to hide, it will hide up whatever lines are there. I don't know how it works, but it does hide it. So obviously you might have left it like this, sorted by date order. Again, I did say I was going to do a button for that, and I will do a button for it. So the first thing it's going to do when you hide something, it's going to sort it in default order. So if I hide this, if you keep an eye on this, it should see it all sort and then disappear. There you go. So it's all disappeared. So then if we do the same with world 1, it sorts it and then hides it, because obviously if you're not displaying world 1 and world 2, you don't want the diary entries to show. If you're playing with one team, you're going to end up in this top bit. I'm pointing with my finger, sorry. In this top bit, you're going to have 16 worlds worth of entries that you're not even going to see. So it just, if you hide a world up, you can hide up. God, that looks awful with the black and blue, doesn't it? Obviously, I've not done the World 8 ones yet. I have done. No, I've not done World 8 for the diary, and World 6 diary is the wrong league. But that's something I'm working on. It's just I've been on this all day. It's starting to get a bit late, so I'm going to have to leave it. What's this Q40? Don't think that's even relevant anymore. But this just tells you what the current date is. I might just change. I'll check into that. So this is this is my day's update. I'm quite pleased with it. The fact that the reason I did it was I was thinking about I wanted, when I got my team sorted, I wanted to join League 16 or 17, because I see that as a completely different game, because the way it works, the main bulk of the game is the same, but there's little subtle differences. So there's a bit of a programming challenge there for me as well. And this is why I need to separate. I was thinking about having a main page, and then you could have a button here or a pull down menu, select which world you want, and it just brings your team in, and obviously that would save me writing 16 other pages for this. But I may actually be joining World 1. I've made a few friends on the game, playing the game, and a lot of them are in World 1, and I've actually found a team that I really think I can work with. And it'll give me different achievements, because it's in a different country. It's not in the Balkans, it's not in Western Europe. It's a Division 3 team. They look like they're going to finish mid-table. And yeah, I think it's a team I can work with. I'll plough a lot of money into the stadium to try and generate some income. The other change I've made I don't know if I showed, I can't if I did it yesterday or today, on the setups. I think I've already shown you actually. So when you do your club facility, you put it into this. Oh, I remember what I did. Yes, right. Now your training. I'm quite pleased with my training. Let me see if I can find the page. Training. No, might be the inputs. Inputs. Here we go. Right, I've managed to get it to calculate. Oh, I might have actually shown you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Right, I've put in staff. So now you put your staff members in. This bit's going to be hidden, and it calculates the effect that the coach has based on their effect. So you can see your attacking coach. He's averaging 9.5. He's skill 19. 9.5. So what's that? 2 players he's training. Now that means that for AR, and AC, he's speeding them up 1 session and adding 1 skill point. And then based on your facilities, it knows, like for example, I've got an indoor training pitch which increases skill points gained when training speed by 1. So what that then does is I've got to get used to this myself. Future training. Right. So the player's growth. Let's look at Bowyer. Where is he? Right. Now Bowyer. It's not wanting to come up. That normally. Oh, it's because I'm not on the training screen. I'm sorry. Right. Bowyer's training is 13 plus 4, as you can see. Now 13.4, so that's 4.8, 4.8. That should give us 16 skill points per season. But because he's training in, I haven't put what he's training in. It's because I've got the wrong screen. It's one of these. There we go. Right. Because I'm training him in stamina, because I've got the +1 speed bonus and the +1 skill bonus because of the facilities, and I've got the fitness coaches, instead of training him in at 16 points, he's actually going to gain 33. Now I'll show you something really I think is a little bit special. Keep an eye on Bowyer, that top line there, 33. Whoops, I've done that wrong. Right. So if we overload the did you see his training just went up 12? The moment he's training in passing, and passing is one that's not as good. So he's only getting 12 points. So he goes up to 16. But keep an eye on Bowyer. And you see it's just dropped to 28. Because there you go, it goes from 33 to 28. And the reason for that is if we now go into our staff, you'll see that we've overloaded our fitness coaches. So he's now only got an effectiveness of 5.8. So if I keep training people on stamina, it's interesting. That's rather. Have I not overloaded this? 3.8. Okay. Oh well. So yeah, it's calculated that there's too many people training with the fitness coaches, so it's removed the impact that the stamina that he has. And then what I've done is I've color coded them, and it's just coding for how much gain they've got. So if he's getting more than 32 points a season, then he goes green. Oh, the top 11 players will be color coded yellow. Yellow just signifies that it's one of the top 11, and green is anything over 32. I'm not sure if I'm going to work with that figure, but I'm seeing that as reasonable growth at the moment. Now, if I had 11 players all training at 32 or more, or over 32, then you wouldn't see any yellow. And if I had more than 11, if say every single player I had trained at over 32, everybody would be green. But it's going to signify the top 11 trainers. And yeah, that's it. That's basically what I've been working on. I just made that sound like it's not a lot of work for the effort, but it was a lot of repetitive stuff, and of course I'm trying to run me 3 teams at the same time. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and you take care, guys. And I found out there is a timer on this, so it's just under 22 minutes. So I'll see you later. Bye bye.